Welcome back, friends and fellow gamers. This is Roger, here to take you on another legendary adventure. So sharpen your sword, ready your shield, and remember, it's more about the journey than the destination. Alright everyone, thank you so much for tuning in today. As many of you know, my name is Roger. I want to thank you so much for subscribing to the channel and showing your support. Today, I want to talk about a topic that is truly close to my heart, and that is the genre of MMORPG. The reason why I'm approaching you guys about this, and I'm actually doing it in front of the camera, which is very hard for me to do because I'm kind of a shy person. Well, first of all, let me just say, if you don't know what an MMORPG is, it stands for Massive Multiplayer Online Role-Playing Game. We've had a lot of really good MMORPGs in the past 20 years. We've had, EverQuest 1 and 2, Tabula Rasa, we've had World of Warcraft, Dark Age of Camelot, Lineage 2, Guild Wars 1 and 2, EVE Online, Final Fantasy XIV, Anarchy Online, Black Desert, and a lot more of them. I'm sorry if I didn't name your favorite MMORPG. I want to keep this video under 10 hours. Let's see here. I want to get into the meat and potatoes of this video right away because it is going to take a little bit, and there's something that's really been bugging me, and that is the Kickstarter platform scandals, basically, that have been going on Kickstarter. And this is something that's only really been mentioned by one other person. I got to give a shout out to Kira TV. If you haven't checked out Kira TV, it's a YouTube channel. Please check it out. I'll leave a link in the description of this video. I want to take the blinders off of a lot of people today. I know a lot of people can tell the difference between a scam and what's not a scam on Kickstarter. It's very easy to spot them if you know anything about Unreal Engine, if you know anything about core gaming development, if you know anything about Unity. It's really easy to spot these guys. I want to start off right away by just logging into my Unreal Engine, which I'm already doing here. Basically, I want to just get started here and show you guys kind of what's going on with Unreal Engine, and towards the end of the video, I'm going to show you something that's really exciting that's going to be coming to Unreal Engine on April 15th, which is going to totally turn the way just a normal person can actually get started into developing games through Unreal Engine. So let's get started right away. I've got quite a bit to show you, and I want to do it in about 20 minutes. So first of all, on Unreal Engine, once you log in, you can go up to the top right here, and you can go over to Marketplace and Library. I'm going to start in the library, and I'm going to show you my library. As you can see here, I have tons and tons and tons of project assets that I can use. Some of them are actual products that other players developed and then sold them on the Marketplace asset. Some of them are free products that I downloaded for free. I'd say about 95% of them are probably free products. Some of them are products from a game called Paragon, which was being developed. It didn't come into fruition, and then they used all those Paragon assets and just dumped them onto the Unreal Marketplace for everyone to use them. And I'm going to show you some of those because I've seen some of these assets being used in the Kickstarter platform itself, and I don't want you guys to think that, oh my god, this is amazing, because the truth of the matter is that some of the stuff I saw in there was literally just copied and pasted and re-recorded onto their video and then posted on Kickstarter. And I'm going to show that to you too, so you can kind of get a vibe of what's going on there. So the first thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go to Unreal Engine here. Let's see, I'm going to go to the top of my library, and you're going to notice I have products in place right here. I'm going to actually launch Unreal Engine real quick. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, and as you can see here, it pulled up this browser right here. I'll maximize it so you guys can see it a little better. I'm going to go to games. I'm going to hit next. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here, and you can see that there's a blank template, there's a first person template, flying, puzzle, rolling. I'm going to go to a third person template. I'm going to hit next. I'm going to just leave all of these with the default whatever they are. And then here at the bottom, I'm going to go my project for YouTube using no spaces, and I'm going to hit create project. This is going to take just a second. There we go. Okay guys, so as you can see here, I have a very standard template, guys. This is something that was created by Unreal Engine to give new developers a framework to use so they don't have to start from scratch, and they have something that they can actually see and work with, and some coding that's already involved in the thing. So here you can see it's a very simple little thing. Your entire world is just one little box. There's some steps, and there's a little guy right here, and I bet you anything that if you have been to Kickstarter, you recognize this little guy from some videos already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm just going to hit play, and it's just going to let me use standard WASD spacebar for jump, and you can see that I'm running around inside this little cube right here. Alright guys, so I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to get out of here, and now I'm just going to exit this. Now the reason I did that is because now I'm going to show you exactly how easy it is to add things into the My Project YouTube game that I just made. I'm going to come up here to my library, guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take something just very simple. I'm going to add to my project this desert mushroom forest right here in the top right. I'm going to click on My Project YouTube and add to project. While that's verifying and downloading and all that, now I'm going to come down here to one of my favorite Paragon characters, which you guys are immediately going to recognize, and I'm going to add Wukong to my project. He is 2.4 gigs, so he's going to take just a minute. Now guys, I am going to add something that you will probably have seen in other videos as well, and that is what I like to call stylized artwork forests. Now you have realistic, you have stylized, which is kind of like a drawing that's very stylized in a certain type of artwork. A lot of people don't know what it's called exactly. It's like a cross between cartoony and a cross between real, and I call it stylized, and a lot of the people that make this artwork call it stylized as well. And then so you have realistic, stylized, and then you have more of like just the straight up cartoony looking landscaping. So I'm going to take the stylized forest down here at the bottom, and I'm going to put that and add that also to my project for YouTube. And also another thing I want to show you guys is I'm going to click on some of this stuff here. Let's see, this one has some pictures involved here. This is called the Vagrant Background Construction. This is for a two-dimensional game where your character would be jumping across the screen right here. And then I want to show you guys the marketplace. So you can add fighting to your game by using damage for actions by Frank here. Really awesome stuff. You could add choppable interactive trees. Now all this stuff, just because it says it's going to do something doesn't mean it's going to do it in your game. There's going to have to be some coding involved, and you're going to have to know how to do some of that stuff. And some of it is fairly complicated. It's not just something that you can just jump into in one day and make it happen. And towards the end of this video, I'm going to prove that to you guys. Now, right here we have a medieval street pack, and right down here at the bottom it says showcase video, and it will probably take me to a YouTube video. And as you can see, if I wanted to cheat you guys and say I was going to make a Kickstarter game, I could literally just focus in on this video right here, guys, and put that video on Kickstarter and make it look like I have a game, like realistically. It's a very cool pack. It gives you basically probably all the textures you need to make this entire village just like is in this video right here. I'm sorry if that music is a little bit loud, but let's just end this video real quick and go back again. And as you can see here, here's a medieval castle, modular. There's just hundreds of these things. There's hundreds of them. I'm going to show you real quick in my library. If I click on this stylized forest grasslands and go to showcase video, it's going to show. Let me turn the music down here real quick. Just fast forward it a little bit. Again, it's giving me a video with sound that anyone could just take this video, re-video it, and kick it on over to Kickstarter and make it look like they're developing a really nice stylized game. So I think I hope I kind of proved my point a little bit about how easy it would be to copy somebody else's work and make it actually look like you're making a game when you've actually done absolutely no work, you have no coding experience whatsoever, and you're just trying to scam some money out of people. Okay, so I bet that stuff that I did is now downloaded. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come back up here to the top. I'm going to hit launch Unreal Engine. Version 4.26.1 is the engine that I'm currently using. So as you can see here, I have my project for YouTube. I'm going to open that project up. Those items that I decided to put into this project will be down here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to content. I'm going to go to my mannequin, my character. Maybe that's not the right animations, maybe. Nope. I'll find it. Sorry guys. Third person overview, right? Okay, I'm going to double click on third person game mode. Right here where it says default pawn class, it says third person character. That's that white mannequin model that you see so many times on Kickstarter. I'm going to come in here to this drop down menu, and remember I uploaded Wukong. I'm going to put him, Wukong player character, as my default pawn class. And I'm going to come up here to the left corner and I'm going to hit compile. Let's go to content, mushroom forest. Let's go to maps, and I'm going to double click on the forest demo. Now I have a game with a mushroom forest in it. And I'm going to hit play. Oh, there he is. Look at that. I knew I did it right. It just took a minute to compile it. My apologies, guys. So now I have Wukong in a pretty kick-ass looking map, if I do say so myself, that I did absolutely no work on whatsoever. And he even has some attacks. Check it out. I can just run around as Wukong. The rocks are collidable. This bush is collidable. The grass looks very stylized like I was talking about. The trees are collidable. And if I put some bad guys in here, I would have to know how to code, but I could get some damage numbers to go up. I could do some damage to some monsters. And how long did that take me, guys? That literally took me 10 minutes, right? Now, I could record a game on here, and I could make a video out of it. And if I just showed pieces and clips of my character doing things, and little pieces and clips here and there and never really actually showing you like a complete gameplay, I can make a pretty good video out of it, and I could make it pretty realistic looking and probably get some people to donate some money to me on Kickstarter if I was the type of person that was going to try and do something like that. Now I want to show you real quick. I'm just going to get out of here. I'm going to close this one. I want to show you another map that's more realistic looking on Unreal Engine. This map took me a few days to figure out how to make it work, because I'll show you here in a minute. This is an exact replica map of Glacier National Forest, and I was putting some game stuff down, trying to do some developing. This map is so disgustingly big. It has tiles that grid. So I gotta come over here, click on this. I'm gonna load that tile, control, click, and I'm gonna load those tiles. So if I were to try and load this whole map all in at once, my computer would just explode because it couldn't handle it. So what I'm doing is I'm loading certain tiles into the game, and then I can work on those tiles and then unload them and load other tiles. That way I can build a world without having to have the whole world there all at once. So as you can see here, I was starting to develop myself a little starter area for my game here. I was putting some pieces here and there into the game, and a lot of this is, some of it is pre-constructed by other players and kind of put on the thing, and some of it I made myself by using just 3D objects. But as you can see, This right here, just this tiny little area right here is about 20 hours worth of crap, because once you get into Unreal Engine, unless you have some very formal training on what you're doing, it is very, very, very difficult system to learn, and you probably won't be able to do it yourself. So I think you guys have a pretty good gist now of what Unreal Engine is capable of just in a couple of minutes. So hopefully you can tell that you can actually make a cut up video. Sorry, I'm getting a little tired. You can make a cut up video and sell it as you have a working game in progress. Now guys, I want to show you just one more thing before I end this video, because it's already at 25 minutes and I'm going to have to edit some stuff out, obviously. Okay, so this is core game development powered by Unreal Engine. This is a brand new platform in which basically anybody can come in here and make a video game. Jesus, that's loud. Sorry. This is a platform where basically anybody can come in and make their very own video game in literally one day. It will suck, of course, but I'm going to show you a game that I made personally myself in about 7 or 8 days. And I'm going to show you how this works real quick, because you're going to start to see some of this stuff happening in the game industry soon, because as of April the 15th, this platform is going to be taken over by Unreal Engine and be put standard on the Epic Games Launcher platform. So all the stuff I just showed you in Unreal Engine, all this stuff is going to be migrate over to that, because they bought Core Games Development. So check this out. Before I show you the game that I made in 8 days, I'm going to create a new, I'm going to come over here to View Frameworks. I'm going to go to Dungeon Crawler 3D, and I'm going to just type in YouTube example, enter. This is going to pull up a completely new 3D game in which I can basically edit and put whatever I want into it. So as you can see here, I'm just going to open this up a little bit. This is a 3D game. It's ready to go already. It's playable, and I'm going to show you right now. This is all assets, all those castle assets right there were all created by the Core Gaming platform. I don't want them in my game for right now, so I'm just going to click on one, go to example fantasy props, and hit the delete button, and I just deleted all those props in the flip of an eye. I'm going to come down here. I am going to press play. It's just going to take 1 second to load up. I have a character. Sorry, I know the quality is really shoddy for some reason. It's probably because... Anyways, it's not that important to show you the example. So there's some swords on the wall right here. They're all free. There's some costumes. There's still some stuff over here. I'm going to just run in over here into the dungeon. I'm going to kill some bad guys. And basically it's a playable game. I can just keep going through. There's several different levels, guys. And you can level up, earn coins, buy better swords, all that. It's all given to you right the way it is here now. So if I hit escape, ooh, yeah, close game. Now I'm just going to show you the game I made in 9 days real quick. I call it Valkyrie Rising. I'm just going to hit the edit button. Go from last save. I'm sorry this video is going to be more than 20 minutes, guys. There's just so much information I got to give to you in such a short period of time, so that I make sure that people aren't spending their money on what games in the MMORPG genre that are actually going to be scams, because it really pisses me off. Alright, so this is an entire world that I built in 9 days. I have all kinds of different places for people to hunt. I have a castle up here. I have hidden tunnels underwater. I have All these assets that you see in the game here did not come from the community. I made all of these assets myself. So this house right here, the planter box, this house, the trees, I planted those. I made all these walls. These NPCs, I did not make the NPCs, but I did edit quite a few of the NPCs in the game. This whole fountain area right here, I made this. I put the water in there myself. This whole building, everything in it is all stuff that I did. There are a few assets in the game that I did not make, and I gotta give a shout out to Stay Punny and Red Squirrel for help with those assets. But I have quests in the game. I can hit shift and the plus sign together. It drops me into the game. I made this armor that I'm wearing right here. I made it so I can hit control and sprint. I made it so I can double jump. Over here I have a bunch of weapons. Except for the dagger and the sword, I made every single one of these weapons. I made this quillbore weapon. I made this jet saber. I made the world spine. I made this sword and shield so that I can block and then attack. I made the Yui's wing, and that has a special attack. And I made the Omen Shard Wall. I made those weapons out of 3D objects. Those are not... none of these weapons are pre-generated or anything like that. I made all of those weapons myself out of just 3D objects, and then I colored them and painted them myself. I did a lot of the... coding on how they work and whatnot, and I have very, very limited experience with those. Over here I have a portal that I can take to another area of the map. I'm just gonna get out of the play mode here. I'm gonna show you some of the stuff that I did real quick over here and how easy I made all these fences in a different game and then imported them over into this game. And I made this entire building out of 3D objects, just like you do kind of in Valheim, where you take pieces and you put things together. Only it's a lot more complicated. The pieces are just a wire mesh, and they look like this. I can go to let's see here. 3D objects. I can pull out this arch right here, right? Like this. And I can scale it and make it bigger, right? And I can flip it over, and then if I want to, I can color it and put different textures on it, and I can add things to it and resize it in different ways to make it skinnier or wider, make it into a tunnel. There's just so many things you can do, and there's literally thousands of these 3D objects. You can take different kinds of cubes, there's spheres, there's cylinders, there's just basically anything you can think of, and they keep adding more and more stuff into the game constantly, and you can use all of this stuff for free. All of this, I mean, there's just so many of them. There's letters and everything, and you can turn any one of these objects into something different than it is by scaling it different ways and manipulating the items different ways. There's I made the sky. I made this water over here. I made the water so that you can swim in the water. I'll show you that real quick. You can swim in the water, guys. I have a breath meter, and when the breath meter runs out, I start to run out of health. That took me like an entire day to figure that out. I have an underground tunnel down here that leads to another portal that takes you to a different part of the game. So, sorry about that huge rant right there. Anyways, I hope you guys have a little bit better of an idea now of what can be accomplished in just a week time. Please be careful of the games in Kickstarter that you guys are donating money to. Maybe just give them a little bit more time to see if they're going to show you a little bit more of a developed game like I just did. If that game took me 9 days and I have no idea what I'm doing, and I can put weapons, swimming, monsters. I didn't even get to show you the NPCs that I designed in the game, but they're really pretty fantastic looking in my opinion. There's just so many things you can do out there to scam people. Please be careful. Well, friends and fellow gamers, that's going to do it for today's video. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. You will find a link in the description to more of my content, my Patreon. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this video. It will really help me out, guys. I'm trying to build my channel. I'm trying really hard. I appreciate your time. Please leave me a comment as well, guys. I love hearing from you. Once again, thank you so much for watching. My name is Roger, and I'll see you on the next adventure, everyone. Take care of yourself.